Hello, a very good afternoon to you. Dr. Bheri Ramsarran here, getting it right, the People's Progressive Party longest running program, which brings to you the ideas, the objectives, the information from the People's Progressive Party, and from time to time, leaders, right? I noticed that I've left my Mirror newspaper outside, so probably the operator might bring it in, and we can get some discussion, because today we are going to be the operator, see if you get me a copy of my Mirror. I might have left both copies outside. So we're going to be referring to that because the Mirror reflects, of course, very easily reflects the views of the party, or it's a good mirror. That's a pun on the word. And our organizer, our operator, of course, had borrowed it to do a good job of bringing it up from time to time. Thank you. So this is our teaching material today and a source of information for this topic that we're discussing today, the election matters, and we're going to be looking at the claims and objection period, although there's so many other things on the agenda, oil and so on, that we might not want to stop you bringing those things up. But relevance now is the period of the claims and objections period is coming to an end shortly, and we want to emphasize that today. So teaching material plus every Thursday, and for last week, for this week it happened on Wednesday, not Thursday, but usually, probably 99% of the cases, the leader of the opposition, Dr. Bheri, holds his weekly press briefing with the media. All the media come there in his office at the boardroom in his office at Church Street at Thursday 1 o'clock. So, and it's almost automatically uploaded to the electronic media. So that's another good thing you should know. Good source of quick information, direct from the horse's mouth. So not what the Chronicle is saying or what the other newspapers are saying, what Jagdeo is saying, and of course that's authoritative as part of the PPP's approach to politics, of the given topics being discussed. And of course, oil and the elections have been on his agenda quite frequently recently. Of course, the answer is obvious why that is so. So just to talk a little bit, the Relook Mirror newspaper, been around since 1962. They reflecting the views of the party. And it says here, the operator from time to time will bring it up for a decision to remove voters from the OLE. The OLE is illegal, says Jagdeo. The official list of electors, OLE, it is illegal to remove those, and there's some kind of I don't think there's confusion in the commission. There's just the certain actions of the commission recently and pronouncements are causing confusion or tending to cause confusion. So we need to look at that, while at the same time giving the head of GCOM and giving the leadership cadre of GCOM enough elbow room to get their job done. But as Jagdeo has already pointed out here, Dr. Jagdeo, decision, it's clearly seen on the front page of the Mirror, decision to remove voters from the OLE, and OLE means, of course, the official list of electors, is illegal. And that's a big issue now, because if we get a list that is illegally prepared, and it's not challenged, and nothing is done to clear it up and put things right, thousands of people might find themselves off of the list, and on election day cannot vote. And of course, this is going to be a critical elections, and the PPP, of course, is bringing back the change. When we would have won the elections and you would have installed our new president, Irfan Ali, the agenda as will be presented to you, or has been presented to you, are the things, the manifesto issues that the PPP has been bringing up, will from time to time, of course, come up on the screen. For example, the PPP recognizes that there's a lot of corruption going on now, a lot of nepotism. Lands being shared out to every single person. And what's very disappointing, every single person in authority in the new government, they got big salaries when they came in. You remember them, the fat cat salaries? And then they got land and all kind of stuff like that. I was a bit disappointed when a party, Mr. Lowenfield, and I'm being very careful so we don't become slanderous or libelous, Mr. Lowenfield seemed to have been caught into that little net of receiving, I think it's lands. I always had I worked with him several elections as his deputy chief scrutineer for the PPP, as chief scrutineer for the PPP, and so on. And I had a different kind of impression of him. So I think let's give him the credit of the doubt and say that he is not one of the recipients, but there is some strong suggestion that he is part and parcel of the recipient, and at the same time the elections are going on. So is it a buy-off? Those are things that are being asked not by me, but by people on the road. You know, you got some wise Alex on the road, Guyanese, they look ordinary people, might be in a shop, might be in a bridge top, but they have such intense knowledge of what is going on in the country that it's very impressive. I don't think they got another country like that. Right, a small population, very politically attuned to what's going on, and some have some strong views that they hold on to, like a puppy holding on to your pants foot. Right, they keep their views strong. So those are things that will have to be accounted for by this coalition. The coalition is looking corrupt. First point of corruption. They told you that the PPP thief out all the money from the treasury when they came to office in 2015, and that the PPP was having fat cat salaries for the ministers. But quite surreptitiously, quite stealthily, quite secretly, the entire cabinet was awarded increases in their salaries and their perks to the tune of from 50% to 100% more. So those are things when we do this discussion today about elections and who you should elect, we need you to be thinking on. Hello, I missed that call. Sorry. So today's topic is, and it's going for the next hour. Hopefully the operator can give us some more time if questions come in hot and fast and swift. Is election issues. Elections are here now, it's in the air, and we are at a certain period in the cycle, in the preparatory cycle for elections, and that's called the... Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello? Okay, we don't seem to be getting through. They don't seem to be getting through to us. Okay. Yeah, so we are going to be discussing mainly the claims and objection period, the things that you're finding out from it. For example, I was on another program, or another PPP program on another station earlier at 12 noon today, but for my lunch date with the Guyanese televiewers. And so at least two persons, and this is reflected in my other meetings on the streets and the markets with people, two persons are claiming that they were told their name is not on the list when they went, and they had to have certain other actions to follow up to see that it was there. And so these suspicions come up, and I'd like to advise that sometimes it's not that there's malicious, not that the GCOM local staff are malicious or mischievous, it's just that this might have been a human error. Spend some time, be quiet with them, don't quarrel down. If your name is not there, ask for the list, look at it collectively with somebody who have probably better eyesight than you have. In other words, be very cooperative in this period, but don't be pushovers. I've already had complaints that, for example, some people went, they can't find their names, and then subsequently, or there's one complaint, one description of a problem, whereby it's found on a computer at home, but when they go to the center, it's not there. Obviously, there's some little human error. So be patient, but time is running out, but patient and persistent. And what's more, your patience is buttressed by the presence of a PPP representative at practically every GCOM registration center. So if you have any difficulties, you can please go consult the PPP representative who is there representing your interest. That's all official, all legal, all by protocol, by how things should be done at this stage of the game. Or you can call us on the numbers you've seen. And I think in the recent past, we had given the operator a numbers for the group, for the office, the party's office in Rob Street has a special office for election matters run by an efficient young lady, May, and that you can consult that. So if you can find that, it is in the form of a business card for that office. So that's where we are, and I'm hoping that we'll get the calls. I missed a few calls. I don't know if you're having any difficulties, but with that, and if you're having difficulties with the landline, please, the cell phone is 623-8696, and we'd like to introduce you to or bring to you the opportunity, or highlight that you have the opportunity to speak of the track records of the two parties. Right? The PPP, for example, started that old people were given a little subsidy for electricity and water. Immediately on coming to office, immediately, within a few weeks, the PNC withdrew that. we drew the $10,000 that was being given to the school kids, for example, and to the pensioners, as we have a little subsidy. We know things are not as rosy as they should be, even under the PPP, but while we were trying our best. And that was taken away. It was not vindictive. How do you deal with that at the next elections? How do you integrate it into this period now? What should you be doing? Well, first of all, you should want to get them out of office. And to do that, you have to vote. To vote, you got to be on the voters list. You might be there, the Aji, the auntie, the uncle, and so on, the older folk. But the young people sometimes need to be held by the hand and taken along. They're timid, sometimes intimidated by officialdom. Not that officials are intimidating them actively, but they're just to go through that door, the GCOM center door, the GCOM registration center door. It's a kind of little challenge. So hold their hands, right? So for this period, we have to recognize that a certain stage is quickly passing, and on Monday at 7 in the night, this claims and objection period will be gone, will be closed, and they would have lost, any person who is not there would have lost the opportunity to, in a regular and easy fashion, a sanctioned fashion, a recommended fashion, get onto the list, the final voters list. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello.
Go right ahead, speak up a bit.
Yes, I have a heart problem and I'm not getting no help from you.
Okay, well,
these pensioners they get help and me not get no help from you.
But aren't you in a clinic? You sound like a young woman, right?
Yes.
Is it a long-standing health problem?
Yes, 1 year.
1 year, okay. And when I don't want to discuss health issues now, but I'm not going to turn you up because I'm also a medical doctor. Which clinic are you going to?
I'm going to the public medical clinic.
Where? Which location? Campbellville, Kitty, Tushan? The Georgetown Hospital itself. Okay, so you live in Georgetown?
No, I live in Monroe.
So you're not happy with the service you're getting?
No.
Okay, well, I know there's some very good people there. The recent doctors, nurses, specialists. Recently, they were having difficulties with.
Have a lot of pills and they not really do nothing.
Alright, well, listen to this. Why don't you call me back at the end of the program, and I will see how I can advise.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Take care. Okay, well, that was a little call with a little bit of misfit, right? It's not really for a health program, but on Sunday on Freedom Radio 91.1, I have my usual programs. That's the station aligned to the PPP, 91.1, and I have my program called Healthy Lifestyles, Healthy Living, and we address such issues. So probably on Sunday we can have a further discussion Sunday morning, starting at 10. Hello.
Good
welcome.
afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming
I
through.
would like to raise something about the water meter, right? Last November, the GWI put on new rates on the water meter. We never used to pay water meter. Well, they put $250, right? So then this month here, when we collect we water bill, we see the meter 500. So they increased the water meter now by the $250. So now you got to pay $500 for the meter charge.
Per month? That's per month?
Yes.
For the meter alone, not for the water you're using?
No, that's for the volume of the water. But they've not raised the volume yet. Maybe next month, right? But they don't raise it for within a year. They don't raise the volume.
Don't tell me address, but tell me where approximate location is this?
This is Diamond.
Diamond New Scheme?
Yes. Yes. They install the meter and now we used to pay for the meter charge. Now the last year they put on $250. Then when we collect, we bill again this last week. The other $250. I want to highlight this thing in the meter. We struggle to pay this.
In other words, what they're telling you is that you're renting the meter for them for a monthly fee of $250.
Yes,
and now
they put on
$500.
an extra $250 now. So $500 now we got to pay for the bare meter.
Okay.
I mean, see, there ain't no paper, no news, no nothing. So I want to you highlight this thing and let the people see how we suffer.
Okay. Now that's in Diamond, right?
Yes.
Have you brought this up with any of the party people there? A few people live around the place in Diamond.
Yeah, everybody actually get the water meter.
No, I mean, have you brought up this new development with any of the party people?
No.
Alright, well, I'm going to take a note, and I'd like you to do this, right? call me back at the end of the program and we will get more details about it, right?
But I want y'all to raise it. I want y'all
Yeah,
to
we will
come out
raise it. We will raise it, and so
Yeah,
we need.
let this Guyana know how we not get no, we husband not get no increasement in no salary for some years. And yet we got to pay all this increasement. And that is only on one thing, the water. If in 1 year now you got to pay $250 more, it's not easy.
$250 more every month.
Every month, so that 500 alone for meter charge, the meter charge for the water.
And where's the approximate charge for the water itself?
I think we used to pay 60 to 90 before, and it raised up to when they have the bill here. I think we are paying now 80 something. So
80,000 a year?
No, not year. We are paying for volume.
Oh, so I didn't get a cost. How much is the cost?
$80 and something cent per volume. It raised.
How many per volume? For gallon, per pint, per.
I don't know. Them got for volume, but the water for volume. So like you got to know how you use your water.
Yeah, of course. Water is a precious item, but I still haven't been able to get from you how much it actually costs. Anyhow, so you're saying that there was a raise in the metered price.
In the meter, but the volume not raised. So maybe the meter is raised before the volume. So maybe next month.
And how much you pay now for volume? This thing you call it volume. How much you pay?
$80 and something. So I ain't got
$80 for all the water you use all month?
No, doctor. They phone volume. They like it for one unit there. 1 unit.
And how much is a unit? How much is a unit?
80 something. So left out you got to now consume your water. How much you use then?
All right. And it's $80 for every gallon?
No, like how them average of volume then.
Okay,
But that's
all right.
not the bill. That is not the bill. The bill like when they add up now, if you burn 15 or 20 or 30, depends if you use your tank, put on your black tank and stuff for full, we have to pay enough money. A lot.
Okay.
3,000, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, well, obviously we got a water rates problem. I do know this. The PPP has its manifesto in preparation. You know the manifesto, every party has a new manifesto, and we are addressing such issues there.
Well, that we used this to pay, right? We used to pay we used to pay $1,100 and $50 a month. And when this act came into government, they come now and each body now, they come and take out to all the old. We didn't used to pay meter, we used to pay one amount of money every month.
Flat rate.
The flat rate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's 13,000 and something we just pay for a year. And now since they put on this meter here, they might increase this thing. So I want y'all highlight this. It's everywhere where.
So 13,000 per year was about 1,000, just about $1,000 every month.
$1,150 a month.
Right.
Yes.
So how much do you pay a month now?
Sometimes you pay 2,000, 3,000, depends how you got to monitor your water.
No, but I know it shouldn't. It's hard to raise the price, but at the same time you got to be responsible and don't.
I don't raise that.
No, I'm not saying you are, but the point is the big difference, right?
But that if
or could there be leakages that you need to address?
No, it's 3 person in this home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me with my husband and eldest boy. And what about people who got 4 and 5 and 6 with children and household? How much will be their water?
Okay, well imagine what the old people are going through. You remember Jagdion Ramatar and the PPP government had given $10,000, I think, subsidy to water.
Yes.
Now, well, with these prices you're talking about, old people, they take it away, I think they take it away.
They take everything.
So
But enough something like that with the meter. If they're not the old people, I mean, I know about the meter so much, but them drop something for the old people, but not much. Not much.
Okay.
So I want y'all highlight this meter thing, because it's in a year you put.
Well, here I want you to do, right? Other people are blinking in on the phones.
Yes.
I want you. This is a serious problem. Guyana is a land of many of waters. So what I want you to do at the end of the program, call me back, right? And then even if I have to take up the charges, and we see what we can do, because the PPP has a strong. Right, because the PPP has a strong group in that area, very strong group in that area, Eccles, Diamond, and those areas. We have very strong groups.
First, doctor, we used to get the merit pay for them children, and like 21, 20 used to cover and sell, and now we ain't getting no merit pay, but they ain't coming.
You know who is it? Those who Drusilla's people?
nobody ain't coming around and selling paper.
You know who people, which group used to do
No,
that?
me know the group, but they
Okay, I know the horse telling group used to do a very good job of selling. Well, let's do
But
this.
this is diamond news.
Let's
Like
do
now
this.
if they could come
But
and
let's
sell
do
the
this, right?
paper.
Every paper sold, the person selling it gets a little commission. If you can find, we're going to talk on this more, if you can find some youngster who want to catch your hand, we got the paper, the package of how much you want is dropped to the spot, right, to wherever the vendor lives. And they get a little payment for that, right? So
Okay.
think on that. And therefore, I'm so happy with this call. We definitely will try to set you up. Call me back, right? Diamond,
Okay.
right? Hold on, Diamond. And why? Because you call me back to see how we can further these things. Getting the mirror sold, right? It's very, very important. This paper now, is so everything that the PPP is doing and say comes out here in some form or fashion.
We need we need a change right now because
When last you saw this paper in your area?
the paper used to sell earlier, like early in the year, but now the paper ain't coming and sell at all.
Okay, well we want you to do something.
And
Two
that's
things I want you to do.
supported by the paper.
Two things I
And
want you
that's
to
how
do.
it
Two things I want you to do, right? I want you to look for vendors and let them know they get a little tips, right? And at the same time, I want you to do this. The PPP will win the next elections, but we want to win it. Well, we want to win it big, right? We want to win it big. That's where you come in.
We name for the list forward and never take it off.
You name that, right?
Yes.
Here I want you. Give me a minute to get this over and let other people listening.
Yeah.
The PPP now is in the process of actively training polling day staff, identifying it first. So we need people who would be in the polling station who are tough, who are trained, who can be bamboozled. So in your area, if you can get 5 or 6 people, confidentially talk to me and we'll induct them into that training.
That me don't go, look, me don't do that.
No, I'm saying, no, you're missing my point. You're missing my
Yeah,
point.
me no,
If you
but
have youngsters who might be teachers, senior,
Yeah.
anybody who are willing, and put in this open invitation and notification now, the party is actively looking for such persons because we got to check them out. You guys see that,
Yeah.
So think on that, right? And thanks for bringing up this issue.
Okay,
But
you're welcome back and raise this water meter thing. Please raise it later.
okay. Right, so I'm expecting that lady to call back so we get more details so that when we don't look like we're rushing in like bulls in Chinese shops, breaking up everything. Okay, that was a very good call, the water issue. So it's another issue coming out here. Not only have they withdrawn the subsidy from the old age people, but are the other people getting other water woes? Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Okay, we seem to have missed that call. Okay, so I want to thank that lady for bringing up so much issues, and I want to tell you about another option we have here. I stay back in the studio sometimes an hour and a half, 2 hours to take calls that people want to confide in us. We're creating that as a base of friends of Getting It Right, and we try to solve problems like that. So please remember that you have that option. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello, good afternoon.
Go right ahead.
I noticed that I checked a list of our district here, but I noticed that some names is not on it.
Which district is this?
In Friendship.
Friendship, right? How many GCOM centers they have there in the general area?
Only by, I think, one now, by Friendship School, but that's the only claims and objection.
So, but Friendship is fairly densely populated, so you got big lists there.
It's supposed to have a big list, but some names is not on it.
The people who still existing in the area?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you need to make a note that that time is running, right? And again, I'm giving you the facility. My number is 6238696. Call me back or on it so we get to fix this up because every vote counts, right?
Yeah,
And then there might be human error. Are you looking at the right list? Now you probably whoever went because sometimes the lists are they split up. They instead of being one whole compilation, they have it. And then next thing is you need to consult with the staff there. If you don't find it physically on a hard copy, they should be able to bring it up on a computer
Yeah, okay.
or guide you, right? But this,
Yeah.
please promise me that you'll call back with this. This is an issue that I'm picking up right across the country, and it could be that it's human error. You look at it wrong, or you need to go somewhere else, right? So call me back 6238696 when the program is over, or on the studio lines.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to thank you people for the interest you're showing, the meticulous interest you're showing, and especially the nitty-gritty of what is going on in GCOM centers. And this at the same time will put them on the P's and Q's, put them on the ball that they have to deliver, right? But please don't go fighting up and cussing down people. Sometimes they're just employed by GCOM. Some of them might be mischievous. The vast majority are not. They're doing a job, right? So sometimes they might not. They might be making mistakes, or you might be making a mistake, right? But I've come across this complaint several times already for this period, especially for the past 2 days, that people go, they can't find your name, right? In the case of this man from Friendship. Because if there was some other way the GCOM could have helped, they could have said, well, go to another area, but apparently they didn't do that. So it could be that that list, I don't know what happened to it, or they supplied it, and so on. But I'd like to tell you this. The People's Progressive Party has its election room up and running under the capable management of a young lady, very young now, getting into the struggle, May, and they have all the information, and you can also call into them. Right, 227-2095, 227-2095, or I'll try to get the special business card for that direct telephone. 227-2095, the operator can probably put it up. That's Freedom House receptionist number, and they can put you onto the elections room. I kind of slipping the number now. So those your parties ready, and the next thing we want you to help us in that readiness is this: get registered. You see, the operator will bring it up again at the bottom. For the past month or so, get registered in the yellow, in the red rather. Get registered, red and yellow, because yellow is we color too. Yellow belongs to anybody. Yellow is a PPP color, red is a PPP color. All the colors is V colors, right? So it says get registered, and that's why it's important to follow up what the lady said just now. We need to get the mirror out, that color rather. We need to get the mirror out, and it's informative. Mirror is not a newspaper. It's an informer, it's an agitator, it's an educator, it's an enlightener. It's more than a newspaper, right? And of course, it represents the views of the People's Progressive Party, the party which will be running the government in the next few months after the elections. Get registered. If you or someone, if you won't be able to see it easily on the screen because of the faintness of the writing and the smallness, it says get registered in the front page of the Mirror newspaper for the past several weeks. If you or someone you know is not on the voters list, claims and objection is a chance to get registered. You understand why it's so important? Your party is telling you claims and objective period is very important. It's a way where you can at least, in the late stages of the game, get your name on the list. Regardless of how much you come to rallies, regardless of how much mirror you buy, regardless of how much political meetings you attend, if you're not on the list, I refer to PPP activities. Jump up and we shake hands and we say, oh, we're going to win and so on. You can't win if you can't vote. And you can't vote if you're not on the list. So, and you got to get registered. Some people, because they were not registered for whatever reason, go and check it. Check the list first, and if you're not there, get registered. Right? Get registered. Or let them tell you where you are on the list. Right? Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Speak up a little bit, please. Speak up a little bit, please.
We're getting registered.
The GCOM, Guyanese Elections Commission, has right across the country various what they call registration centers, right? I haven't got that list with me right now. The operator is getting some difficulty of taking it down and putting it on the screen. But there is, right? Where do you live?
Farm.
Farm, okay, farm. And you've been there, you voted there the last elections?
Yes, I voted the last election.
Have you tried to find an office, a registration office?
No, not really.
Okay, well, we'll try to publish the list, but it's available. I think it was.
We need to vote.
Yeah, but you need to be the registration center that is operational now is not for
Don't
voting.
want the vote not count.
But here now, let me get this over. The process now is to see that you're on the list. Voting will happen in March next year, but you can't vote if you're not on the list. So it's very crucial.
But
that
they come wrong and we see we name on the list.
who come wrong, the party people or GCOM?
Gino, hold on. Let's ask the minister. Gino, somebody name come wrong, you're saying, who come wrong? Huh? Yeah, somebody come wrong.
Okay, well, whether it is GCOM or the party, once your name is on the list, it can't be struck off, although there's some effort. Listen to this. Decision to remove voters from the OLE, that is the voters list, is illegal according to Dr. Jagdeo. So they're saying that if you don't go collect your card, the ID card, that you're going to get knocked off the list. So it's good if you go and collect your card because you need to use it at the post office, you need to use it at the bank and so on.
Okay.
But we will fight any decision to remove you from the list, the list of electors. Okay? Okay. So obviously the party people in the area, comrades, you got to do a little bit better job. Even in some areas that we're the PNC is strong, we're doing a better job. But in areas where we are traditionally strong, you got to find out from Freedom House, find out from the organizer, find out from the main party person or senior party person in the area, and help these people, right? These deficiencies are too many. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello?
Hello, turn down your television volume, please. Hello.
Hello?
You need to turn the volume of your television down. Okay. The operator will cut the thing if we get that noise because it's taking up time, and at the same time it's a very hideous sound we get in here in the studio. So sorry for that. Please call back, but cut your television down. You don't need to listen to yourself because you know what you're saying, right? Okay. So this is a crucial period, the claims and objection periods. Claims to have a name put in, objection to people who might be fraudulent or you have queries about. And of course there's a process before any name is taken off on that grounds. If you're dead, for example, if the person is dead, they have to have a way of doing that. GCOM knows it. And what's more, practically in every single center, the PPP has a representative that you can consult. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Yes?
Go ahead.
Yes, I want to speak to Dr. Bheri, please.
You're on television. You're
You're
speaking. You're here. You're speaking to the world. This is going right across North America, Canada, and everything. So what's the question? This is Getting It Right. You're on the television. You're being seen. You're being heard.
You want to hear it?
Everybody hear you. You're wasting time. You gotta ask a question.
Yeah, but here now, it's the name on the TL list. You don't have to be the official list. You just still be there?
Yes, that's why you gotta check now, right? You
Yes,
have
I
to.
check already. and
Right,
it
that's
is
good.
there.
So unless there's massive fraud, it will have to be there. And I want you to remember. Let me finish this for you answer. We have 3 commissioners at the commission, and we have mechanisms to peep all the time. You have a man called Robeson Ben. He don't make joke. Then you got Baby Shadik, a lawyer, seasoned lawyer. You got Seysugan Raj. So those are the 3 people who are representing the PPP. So when this process is ended, they still have to go back and make sure that all the information is worked on and inputted into the list that will be presented for the elections.
Oh, because this is why you are. That's my name. That's what it's here right now.
Exactly.
We need to figure that on the
So
next-
you frightening gonna disappear.
Yeah?
You're afraid that it will get rubbed out.
Well, that's what you want to do.
No, that shouldn't be, right? We will be very vigilant. But what I want you to do, since I want you to listen to me, right? Listen with the other people. We are looking for persons who are willing to help us on election day, volunteers, no payment, probably little support and so on. In terms of, now you ain't talking about you. We're not there's one thing I don't understand. If I'm speaking to one of the callers, they assume that I'm talking to them. Your grandchildren, your great grandchildren. That's what we're talking about. We got to get serious now. I know you can't make it, right? But what about the other persons in your circle? You can't wait when it's still down to the election. They got to be done now. And then afterwards, when you would have had problems with the election, say, if I did know. The party is doing a humongous amount of work. And you can carry the horse up to the water, but you can't make it drink. We need to have people come forward for training in their communities. Why? Because they know who is there. They know who dead, who live in, who half dead, who can come in, who migrate. Okay? Welcome to Getting It Right.
Mr. Ramsarran, good afternoon.
Good
How are
afternoon. Thanks for coming through.
I've been listening to your program for a long time. I'm listening today. One of the vibes I'm picking up, there are a lot of persons who don't know they're not knowledgeable about the process, right?
Yeah,
And maybe they're partly illiterate or they're unable to read and write and to understand. Maybe you may have to identify those areas and put PPP persons in those areas to help the people out for them to understand and know what they have to do.
Yeah, but that's
Yes,
what
you don't find a lot of persons in both because they're not aware.
That's such a
of the process.
wise suggestion. That's what we're doing, right? But remember, we too, as an organization, we're stretched out. Many of the people who are helping us do this are voluntary workers. We don't pay them. You know, so I agree
Yeah,
with
but then
you.
you would know in George. Some people are more knowledgeable, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But then if you know certain parts over the river, or probably
Yeah,
on
you-
Region 5,
you-
you'll be able to, if you work in the area, you'll be able to identify the people as to how knowledgeable they are.
You're absolutely correct.
And to base those people in those areas instead of focusing on Region 4. I think Region 4 people know most of them know the process, but partly on the East Coast, a few of them may not know.
But you know, in other areas, this is a national-wide thing the party is doing. You know, only to a lesser extent in the hinterland. We will start that shortly.
Okay.
But we do
because
need.
I'm listening to the callers and some of them are not seem
Yeah,
not to
yeah,
understand.
I support your deduction.
Or probably people may have to go with the information and probably check the name or something.
Yes, a lot more work needs to be done, but I'm happy. And if you want, you can call me back. You sound like you're a person who can be a resource.
I live to George, Dunk.
Yeah, I know, but even that, right? We did, and listen to this well, other viewers. The party is hoping to train a tough bunch of 300 to 400 to 500
I'm
people.
a former welfare officer.
Okay, no, don't give too much information yourself on
Okay.
there. No, they don't have to. The enemy don't have to know you, right? And
I don't have any means.
No, we have. There are people
Well, you
listening.
have, but I don't
No,
have
you're
any
missing the point, my
society.
child. Listen, you're missing it. The people who are listening to this program, y'all don't talk. Don't give your telephone number. Don't give your address. Don't give your name. Be
No, I
sensible.
won't give a telephone number. If
Oh
you
my
want to give it out, they would give it out.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there are people who are monitoring you who are not necessarily our friends, not my enemies, or the people's
Okay.
enemies, right? So if you want to help, right, you can even be one of the teachers, right? Everyone can help. So I'll be available after the call, and if you call me back on my cell phone, I will take the charges because you
Okay.
sound like a good resource person.
Thank you.
Okay? And then listen to this well. Not because you live in Georgetown, JAGDEO has a plan to train 1,500 scrutineers extra, polling
Okay.
agents. Listen well before you come in. And those persons will be asked to deploy not necessarily in the area, but places where you just got a rig in. You follow me? So we will might lose a vote in Georgetown, but we're going to save 500 caucusness in somewhere else. So think on it, right? That's the
Okay.
approach. Okay, thank you. It's so pleasant to see that so many people of different backgrounds are listening to the program and coming forward. That lady can contribute by identifying a few others. She might be. She said she gave her profession, like a teacher. A teacher might know several other teachers. They don't have to expose themselves, but they can come help us teach. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello. Okay, we seem to have missed that. So that's the point. Everybody has a chance now, and especially in these little few days left until the registration, the claims and objection period is done. Like that young lady who seems to be a trained and intellectual, probably a teacher level intellectual or a government worker. Sit at the table, write down names who you think should be going to the center and are not going, and hold their hand and take them. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Okay. So please be ready as soon as we put you on with your contribution, because you're taking up valuable time, and sometimes you're titivating with your television and we're getting a feedback. So going back to the last caller, very good approach, right? But so if we can come forward as teachers, as headmasters, ex-headmasters, ex-policemen, or civil servants to help us in this process. Right now what you need to do is hold the hands of those first-time voters who need to go and check to see everything is in order at the local center. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Mr. Ramsarran, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Where can I get the mirror paper to buy?
Well, first of all, it comes available every weekend from Friday, 1 o'clock. Freedom House will have, and your activists in the area. If you
And
call,
where else?
if you call back, and in Borbies, for example, we have people in Kanji selling it, vendors.
I'm
right?
just a friendship page, but
Okay, well, let's talk on that. If you get back to me, I'll tell you how. But if you're in Georgetown anytime, it's always available. I don't know who in Friendship is selling it, right?
at Freedom House.
At Freedom House, that's where it's always there, and the Michael Ford. You know the Michael Ford bookstore?
Who's
Do you know the Michael Ford bookstore? It's below Freedom House.
Michael?
Or Art, you don't know it. There's a bookstore below Freedom House that has been there for many decades. It is named
I
after
know Freedom House very well.
Or listen, before you speak, listen to this contribution I want to make. There is a bookstore called the Michael Ford Bookstore below Freedom House.
And how
Not
much
on-
the paper?
The paper is $100, right?
It doesn't matter, but I would like to have a paper.
Okay, well, we'll discuss that when you call back, right? That's a good, you see, it's catching on. And I'm happy that I'm part of the plan to get it catching on, right? And there's a special section in the paper by the General Secretary. went from the desk of the General Secretary every week. Right? So if you miss his press conferences on Thursday, you get it on Friday, you get everything in the newspaper. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hi, good afternoon, Dr. Bheri.
Go ahead.
I'm so happy that you all are trimming scrutineers for the election.
Okay.
That's one. Two, we're not getting mayor in Diamond. It's not circulating, just a few people is getting in. So that lady was right that called earlier. And we want to have the mayor newspaper. Many
Could you
times we
do
don't
could you
get-
do this to me, right? Let's have a
Yeah.
two-way discussion. Could you call me back at the end?
Okay.
Because we got to get vendors. You see, what the problem with the Mirror is not a problem; it's a strength.
Right.
Many vendors who sell Stabrook, Chronicle, and so on, they are afraid because sometimes they're threatened, and in the past they used to be beaten.
Okay.
Right? So that is why we ask the party people or people like you who are bolder to do so. For example, you might have a senior student from one of the high schools. On the weekend, they can earn a little bit. The commission is given for every paper sold. Well, let's talk on it, right?
Okay, next thing. There was a big rigging. Everybody seen this. Everybody, the middle class people, the ordinary people, we don't hearing what people are saying, what people are murmuring when you go in the shop, the supermarket, and everywhere. There was big rigging in Bonham time. Then 215, there was bigger rigging. And we're hoping that 2020 will not going to be the biggest rigging.
Could I come in here with one thing, right? Hold a bit.
Yes, everybody is saying.
Arthur, here, you made a good point that it's rigging. I want to make 2 points for you and the other viewers. One, every single elections, including those that the PPP won, were rigged against the PPP. But no, listen, let me finish the point. But in the past, our win was so huge, we could shrug it off. Okay, the TFN votes, but we still winning with big majorities. What happened for many reasons? For example, people got house lots and leave certain areas and couldn't vote. Therefore, our winning was so small that rigging, a small bit of rigging, and they were able to overcome us. Right. Secondly, another point I want to quickly mention. Time is going, and we're about to close up. There are 3 beautiful films made by the Granada Company. I think it's an associate of BBC. 1, Burnham does it, Mr. Burnham does it again. 2, The Making of a Prime Minister. 3, The Trail of the Vanishing Vote. Those are 3 beautiful things to show you how the PNC rigged elections, right? So you can go online and might get them, or from Red House. They're available from Red House, I think, for a small fee. Or if you go online and surf around, it's there. 3 films. I'll give you the names at the end of the program again. Okay?
Yeah. In no country you can't go and get citizenship right away. Why the people overseas, international people, Haitians and Venezuelans, are coming and get citizenship right away here? That is one of the big rigging.
Okay, well,
they're not supposed to come and get citizenship right away here.
But we've noticed that. I don't know in the second part of your discussion what time.
Other countries, America, Canada.
But how do you know? How do you know that they're getting it right
You're
away?
hearing news. You're hearing it on news many times.
No. Their news telling you that people became citizens, but it's not
Yeah.
telling you that you're making a good point. We need to check how long have they been here.
Once they're becoming citizens, they come in the country and they're not going back to this country. Look how many 800,000 of people came from other countries and getting citizenship to vote and telling them that you have to vote for the APNU.
Okay,
Then what
well,
is going on there?
you have knowledge of that actually happening?
Because it's coming over news every time you hear
Okay.
it over news.
All right. Well, let me. I was.
All the stations you're hearing it over news.
I've heard about those things, but we need more information. Okay, so you're saying there should be a longer period for them to do the application process.
Should they not supposed to get citizenship now? As soon as you come in the country.
Well, let me get this point. Let me get this point over to you. I don't know if you're fully accurate because I don't know which names you're talking about. Suppose those persons who get citizenship are actually here. So we gotta be careful with these things.
Many times you hear it over news.
Yeah, well, that's what you call hearsay. You're destroying your own point. You're destroying your own point because that's what you call hearsay. We've heard that.
Yeah.
The PPP is very
But that's
alert.
what he's saying. When you hear it over news.
Okay, so that's a very good point she's making. We're running down out of time. What time is it now? Okay, let's take one call on the cell phone. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Go right ahead.
The 25,000 people that they get off the list, they won't even be able to vote now. They're trying to rig the election.
Well, of course, there are many ways of skinning a cat. There are many ways of chipping ice. There are many ways of rigging elections, and you've touched on one. Present a flawed list, and then you can win. But we are going to we're taking all measures, right? We have 3 commissioners, we have the courts, and we're not going to allow anybody to be taken off the list once they were there from the last process, which was legitimate, legal, and well done, right? So that's not going to happen easily, right? Okay? Okay, thank you. Okay. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right. Hello? Okay. Before you come through, please make sure you're ready with your pen and paper with your issues you want to come up, so we don't waste any time. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What is happening as clear as daylight that people from GCOM is trying to rig the election. And I'm wondering that when we do constitution reform and we find these things happening, if when the election over, if these people can be jailed for what they're doing, or they should be jailed.
Okay, well, the PPP had recently put out some of the laws that are highlighted. Electoral crimes are special and they're penalized very acutely, very severely. So probably what we got to do is start bringing out the legislation, exposing it. Electoral crimes are special crimes, they're punished usually more severely. So I agree with you. Probably some of these people who are titivated with the list and so on do not know about these facts, right? Okay.
Yes, sir. It's clear that they're trying to help the government in rigging election.
Okay, well, we need to be vigilant, and I want to develop this point, or you can add to it. The claims and objection period, as Jagdo is saying, the claims and objection period is a good time to get registered if you're not registered. Come out your house, come out your workplace. Go and check the list in your area. If you have any difficulties, call Freedom House or call the numbers you have on the screen. Okay? But you have to check now. Don't say afterwards when there will be problems, if I didn't know. The PPP is doing as much as it can. The citizenry got to move now. Right? Go to the centers. They flock the centers to check and see your name is there. If your name is not there, find out why and so on. Because you're the best person to do those things. These are your rights to vote. It's not the PPP right to vote. It's your right. And you shouldn't, it's a civil duty and a civil right. And you will be determined who are your leaders. Right? So I'm happy that you did come through that point, and I want to again pull up the front page of the newspaper. The operator will do so. Right? Decision to remove voters from the OLE is illegal. Jagdo says that. So everything that Jagdo is on the ball, as always, right? We made this release a few days ago. So everything that you're concerned about, he has it right here, and it's well documented.
One of my concern also is that when the matter would have went to court, the case made with the removing the name, and the Chief Justice said that they cannot remove the name on the list. You know, I thought that she would have thrown out the house registration completely because the PPP did have no scrutiny here and the thing. So I don't know why she would have said that, you know, it is okay to register people when the PPP you have to have scrutineers on all the sides.
All right. Well, could I join you at this point before you develop further? At the same time, you have to look at it. Not only was it not scrutineered, okay, by the PPP had no scrutiny there. There was no scrutiny by scrutineers to operate. That's a good point you're bringing out. But at the same time, you need to go back a little further with court cases. On the 21st of December last year, the government fell. Certain things were supposed to be done. Now, ask ourselves this to the leaders of the legal profession, the judiciary. Why are they bubbling up? Why are they This is an illegal government issuing instructions, spending money. And then the next thing is this. Could their actions be challenged in the future? Could the police, for example, if there's a demonstration of a political nature fighting for democracy, if the police injure people, could private citizens take it? This is a question that has been asked me and I haven't even been able to discuss with the party. Could the police be prosecuted on their personal capacity for criminal liability for beating people on the streets if they're demonstrating against a government that is unconstitutional? Especially since some of the police officers are studying law. Those are things that I'm being confronted with. You understand me? So think on it and probably help me with the answers. But the main thing you can help the party with, we need volunteers, and I don't mean you when it's not you, your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, we need people that you might know to come forward with certain characteristics, that they like being trained, they can be trained, and they're tough. So the PPP is going to create an army, a host of trained polling agents. So please join us in that search. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
That was a beautiful call. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Hello.
Hello, go right ahead. You're on to Getting It Right.
Hi, Barry. I just want to check this thing with you.
Go ahead.
Now, we are telling people to check the voter list for their names. What happens if you have a change, like transfer or what have you? Subsequently, another list is going to be posted, I suppose, and you got to check again.
Yes, this is we're very early in the process. There will be challenges and so on before the final list is presented, right? But you're making a good point. If somebody got a house lot and moved out, they should have gone and do what's called a transfer.
Yeah, but my important point is this, right? The voter having checked their name now and seat on the list should not, bring it to an end, especially if they applied for a transfer. They would need to check to see that, whatever you call it, updated list, or whatever is new list. Wouldn't they have another list before the election?
Well, even before that, for example, we have reps in these centers, and they are coming away with all the information that GCOM people, they're having those. That's why it's very important that people volunteer to, right now, hundreds of people are party supporters and members are giving up their time so that we will be getting reports as to how many transactions for what, transferred or so on.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to get from you, would there be, after all this transfer and everything has been done, would there be a final list posted?
Yes, there will be an opportunity to see that the changes have been integrated. And not only that other changes have not been illegally made.
Mm-hmm.
And I want, through you, I know you know this, but I want to raise this point for the other viewers who might not know. There are 3 commissioners from the PPP, three sturdy people, three people who can take on anybody. Robeson Ben, Bibi Shadiq, and not Gunraj, another lawyer, right? So they are representing the party at the commission. The PNC got 3 and we got 3. And of course you got the chairperson who is now the Madam Chief Justice retired, right? So it doesn't end here. And let me tell you, sometimes they have meetings every day at the commission. Right? Okay? So we're not going to allow anything to slip by.
Okay,
thank you. That's a good point. This is just a process. So don't lose interest in the process if you feel happy and satisfied. No, you have this until the 2nd or the 3rd of March next year, the 4th of March. You have to be on your high horses. You have to be ready to gallop into the process and support the party in defending democracy, right? Hello, welcome to Get It. Oh, we seem to have missed that. So we're missing some calls. Please excuse me for that, but we're trying to manage 3 telephones at one time. I'm probably wanting a volunteer. I'm asking for volunteers to do certain things. I should ask a volunteer to sit with me in the room and continue in a quiet corner the discussions even as I come back on the screen, right? So this program, of course, is Getting It Right. It has been around for several decades, I'm going about 25 years now, I should say, when we started it under other names, and I'm happy that you're with us today. Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What about, we went and check our names and it's on the list. What about before election? They took off our name. What about before election?
That's why I just made the point. We have to be continuously vigilant, not like now you see a name is there and you throw back. And that is why you have to keep your PPP representatives on the ball, right? The local representatives, right? And we have, as I said, three representatives, powerful representatives. 2 are lawyers. One's a trained engineer and has a lot of business training, Robeson Ben.
Okay.
So what we're doing, to answer your question, we are representing you.
By December now, you check back and you see your name is not on it. What do we do?
First of all, you got to alert us that you're seeing changes, because those would be legal. It would be an electoral crime, and there's severe penalties for those.
Yeah, because these people bent and taken off people's names.
Yeah, but I don't think what I think they will do, or we were fearful, is that they'll do it at this stage, because we've been told, we understand, and our people in the field have seen it. They're doing selective sometimes, visiting houses selectively, right? So it might not be generating a lot of concern and suspicion, but we got to be not paranoid. You got to be at the same time bringing the information to the party and listen to this point. Listen to it well. We can stop this if we get from among our supporters and well-wishers and people who are Democrats, even if they're sometimes with PNC, people who will come forward, have the training the party is given to be scrutineers, to scrutinize the process, scrutinize the process. So we're looking for those persons. Once you have strong persons there, it's difficult to rig, because if they knock you off the list, right, there must be some trace that you were knocked off. And your commissioners and the PPP, which elections committee, which meets every week, will be looking for those things. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. And if that, I got 1 more minute. If that lady can identify among our people there or anywhere, not because you're living in a community, you have to identify them in that community, wherever you know them, through your church, through your mandate, through your mosque, through a network. If we can identify people who can come forward and be trained, we will be very, very happy. I think that's a good point which we can close now. Hello, welcome to Getting It Right.
Very good afternoon. Last caller, no?
Last caller.
Personally, I feel that they're trying to PNC or the UPNO, they're trying to win this election. And they're trying to do everything to frustrate people, not to go there and vote. And I don't trust the G chair, to be honest. That's my opinion.
Okay. Well, let's develop it probably after the program or next week, because we got to run. I see the operator frantically waving. There's another paid program coming up, right? So,
right.
Okay. Thanks to that caller for coming in late, but still timely. Okay, so thank you. This is Dr. Bheri Ramsarran, former Minister of Health, member of the Central Committee and Executive Committee of the People's Progressive Party, host of Getting It Right. See you next week at the same time on the same station. Bye-bye.